Coach, I want to ask too many inside basketball questions, but Nevada scored 87.
Nevada.
I just learned that in there, too.
Trying to help you with that.
Thank you.
When they offer you the job, you learn that in Las Vegas.
They scored 87 points on a really good defense. How much does that get your and your team's attention?
Well, they got my attention all year because I lay in bed at night and watch West Coast games. And they played a lot of games on CBS Sports this year. So they can really score. I'm well familiar with their personnel. Stevens played at Purdue. The Martin twins played with Kyle. Jordan Caroline visited Cincinnati when he transferred. So those guys they're all way better players than they were when they transferred. Big credit to their team. But yeah, their ability to score the ball is because they got shooters and they pass. They play together. But logistically, they pose problems because of the way they pass the ball, and they really don't play anybody that you don't have to guard at the three-point line. And then factor in that Stevens has made more threes than I think Jaron and Jacob combined, which would be our two highest guys. It's either like within one or two by himself, Kendall Stevens. So, and then the number 10 Martin, I go by name. The twins get me. So number 10 Martin is a shooter. He's made 93. So they made over 200 threes from two guys. It'd probably take us 5 guys to get to that number. So their three-point shooting is a problem. They spread you out, and logistically they're a nightmare to play defense against. That's why they average 83 points a game. They're 9th in the nation in offensive efficiency for a reason.
How rare is that on the men's side to have a team where every single player can play every single position in college basketball?
When you say the men's side,
I mean college basketball, because you look at women's, I feel like it's it's almost like they're like the a women's UConn team, because it looks like every single guy can play a position.
First of all, every single person on Gino's team could probably play for my team. So I hope he gets this too.
They scored 94 and a half today.
Exactly. He owes me cigars, so he needs to come coach a man. And send that to Connecticut too. I said he needs to come coach a man. But anyway, in all seriousness, I don't know if they were recruited that way. My guess would be Eric was just trying to get the best guys he could get. And it just so happened that they have a lot of guys the same height that can shoot the ball. But I will say that it doesn't matter if you don't play to win. They pass the ball. They pass it well. The teams that shoot a high percentage always pass the ball well. So there's a reason they won so many games. And they overcome their lack of having a center on defense. See, when you play like they do, it's usually a problem on the defensive end and on the backboard. But they overcome it with a lot of scrap and fight. And Jordan Caroline, he's a quintessential tough guy. He can do everything. He just does it all. He hits threes, he gets rebounds, he takes charges, shot fake, drive, dunk. And the guy's he's an unbelievable player.
You guys have played teams like Houston, a team that is kind of more perimeter orientated, and that you guys are able to hold them way under their offensive output on a pretty regular basis.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. The difference is with their point guard being 6'7", this team, and what do I do with Justin and Kane? I mean, that's probably our biggest issue, that matchup, because Eric's a great coach, and they're an isolation team where they find your weakness, or they find what their advantage they feel they would have, which obviously they can back down Justin and Kane with Martin, and he being the guy averages almost 5 or 6 assists a game with shooters all around him. That's a problem for us. So, we have played teams that shoot the ball well, but they haven't had a 6'7" point guard and a 6'6.5" center that shoots the ball well. But they get away with that center because at that size defensively, because he plays 6'10" on defense, because he's such a tough kid. So there's there's a reason they've won so many games. They're really good, and I'm sure it'll be a game of multiple adjustments, us trying to figure out different ways to try to stop them, and it's not going to be just one way, and it's really we're kind of used to that anyway.
Do you think you can wear them down since they're not super deep?
You know, like again, they've been playing this way for a while. They haven't really been deep all year, so I don't know. We'll see it. I'd like Keith and Trevor to give us a little bit more. Somehow, you know, teams like this, it's hard for Nasir to get a lot of minutes or eat because they're putting everybody to three-point line. So that kind of eliminates our depth a little bit. So I'd like to be able to make our depth a factor. I just don't know if I'll be able to with the matchups that we're going to have on defense.
Did you have a chance to watch Virginia?
No,
UMBC?
watch the battle.
Coach, how much do you want this run to continue for this team? And we asked you about Sweet 16.
No different than any other team.
Yeah.
That'd be unfair to Jamal Warren or Cashmere Wright or any guy that played for me. But I can tell you that we've had a great year, and our plan has been all year to try to get ready for this tournament, to try to win the tournament. So whenever it ends, even if we win it, I'm going to be sad. Even if we win one more game or two, and if we could win 5 more and win it all, I'm still going to be sad that we're not going to get a chance to coach Gary Clark and Kyle anymore.
What was Gary's presence on this? How would you characterize his presence?
Well, I will say this, Gary, this is big for teams, I believe this at least. And when you have your best all-around player is as respected by his teammates as Gary Clark is, everybody tries to not let him down, even though they don't say it. They see his selflessness, and therefore they follow him because it's contagious. And I got news for you, it can go the other way too. So I've been very fortunate that Gary sets a great example for his teammates. And his selflessness, it motivates his teammates to play to win and care about the team first. Because if you have the opposite of that, you're a bad coach real quick. So he makes it easy for me to coach. He's been making us look good all year as coaches because he's about team first. And therefore his teammates follow. So that's been a big luxury for me.
Have you seen Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, man.